Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Um so I know we talked about how we're gonna do things from now on,
Yes.
but I don't you know what? I'll introduce you, you introduce me.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I feel like that's so much easier than trying to like say like, oh, this is me. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know how people see me, so okay. So coping with caffeine, this is Liptic, my best
And
friend and
this is
roommate.
Cappy.
Yeah.
Same sentiments.
Okay, cool. We got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't realize that we hadn't said our names.
I think it might be confusing here on out if we introduce each other.
You think so?
I think so. I think if I was listening, I would be like, heh, it.
Wait, so should I say
So,
I'm Cap? Um
yes.
okay, I'm Cap. Hi.
Okay.
And
And
then
I'm
you?
Liptic.
Cool. Okay, we're never
Yeah.
doing that again. Got it. I just didn't know it would be easier. I hate the
We'll
it's
get it
like
down.
you know when people say things like in the third person?
Yeah.
Like Cap doesn't like this. That's what it feels like when I'm introducing myself for some reason. It feels like I'm talking about myself in the third person, and I think that's why I got weird about it. Um,
Oh.
you know
So
what
what
I
do you
mean?
do if you have to like introduce yourself in real life?
I shake their
You just don't?
hand, and I've never done a really proper introduction. They go, "What's your name?" I'm like, Cap, or Jess, whatever.
Right.
I don't really just say like, "Oh, hi, I'm Cap," or "I'm Jess." Like, I'm not the first person to do the hi and the this is who I am. I wait for them to ask.
I see.
Do you
Yeah.
just do you just
That's
go for them, like shake their hand and
just
everything?
go
And
for the throat.
yeah, what do you do? Like, am I in the wrong here for waiting for them to
No,
ask?
no, no. I think it's a mixture. I think if I'm like being introduced to people from a friend,
Okay.
but there's like if you're saying, "Hey, this is Liptic," like there's that arm gesture towards me that's
Ah,
very obvious, and you don't really get that same idea through here
no, that's
in my
fair.
brain.
Yeah. Heck,
Regardless,
I could
that's
pop
our
an arm. I
intro.
could pop an arm in here and just point at you with it. A PNG arm.
Oh, true video form. Yeah, if you're listening to Spotify, that would
Oh,
not
yeah, never
help
mind. That
at
would not
all.
work at all. Never mind. Okay, yeah, okay. We'll just stick to what you said.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be really, like, if I got a really scuffed, like, PNG arm that still had, like, the watermark on it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And I was like, this is
I kind
niptic.
of love that idea. Yeah.
Give your, like, little guy that's sitting there a little pat on my head. This is niptic.
It's just
Um,
shitting.
yeah, they're just shitting. They're just shitting.
Shitting,
Um,
crying.
shitting, crying, pissing all at the same time. So, what have
Right.
you been up to?
I dyed my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red now, red and black,
Mm-hmm,
which was
mm-hmm.
fun.
What'd you have before?
Um,
I know what you had before, but other people might not know.
it was still like the black parts are still black, but it was black and white. So the I just dyed the white strips red.
Yes, yes,
So
yeah.
nothing
I
too
think it
fancy.
looks really cool. I like it. I
Thanks.
like the pop of color. It's a lot more
Yeah,
fun, I think.
you when you don't wear color, I think it pops out a lot more.
Oh, 100%.
So
No, it looks good
yeah,
though.
I finished some books.
Oh
It was
shit.
really nice.
Wait. I forgot to ask you about your books because like the last time I heard you were reading this book that you didn't even like and then there was a second part. Did you read the
Okay, I
second
did.
book?
No, I didn't finish that one.
Oh
I still plan
my
to,
god.
but I think I have to be in a point where I have no I only have like one book to look forward to.
No, that's fair.
But
Like there
one
has
of
to
our
be
best
no other
friends,
options,
right?
right?
Yeah, I have to have at least one nice book lined up afterwards as like
Okay.
a reprieve.
Mhm.
Um, but our best friend Shiba, she brought me two books to read, so I finished one of them, and I'm
Oh,
on the second one
nice.
right now. So
Also, I would like to reiterate and clarify in the first there's a lot of things that we kind of just like threw out in the first like episode, I guess.
uh huh,
But we did you called Sheba kitten and it was only
I
because
did
we didn't know what to call Sheba because we didn't know
right.
if they wanted to have their name out. Some people are a little bit more like reclusive with their name or like whatever it might be. Um
Yeah,
and so we were like we should ask first. But
Yeah.
if you guys are wondering like who Sheba is, Sheba's our friend that lives in the same city as we do, and they are an IRL friend that we met from the internet as well.
Hmm.
But
My fellow
also
book nerd.
also kitten, if that
Yes.
helps
Yeah. Never
connect the
again.
dots. No, I don't. I
Never.
don't want to call
She thought it
them.
was the funniest thing that I called her a kitten.
Oh, because
And I
like
was
of
like,
all the
it's
things, of all the things to call sheep, like it makes so much sense, but like the connotations that are usually associated with
just
kitten.
the
Like,
Discord
yeah,
kitten.
that's what I was like. I was like, oh, are you gonna buy like Disco Nitro for
Oh.
Shiba? You know?
I would. If it was
Oh,
Shiba, I would.
fair, fair.
I would.
Woof. You
Yes.
know? Um,
Absolutely.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to clarify that. But now
Yeah.
we can say Shiba. We
Yes.
asked. We got
Shiba.
permission. Shiba.
How was your week? What have you been up to?
I was away and I'm back, and it
Indeed.
was a good break. I think. Like I feel like after so much of doing, um, like a lot of work,
Hmm.
it's like the burnout. I start to feel it, and then I feel like my work comes out a lot weaker because I'm like in the process of burning out, but I'm not there yet.
Right.
And I think like a week away from doing stuff. I mean, I still was drawing and everything, but like in
Hmm.
terms of like streaming, I'm like excited to go back and do stuff again and like edit, and I talked to a few people and I feel like I made good connections, and in terms of like streaming stuff, I feel like I got some good advice too. So I'm
Oh, nice.
excited.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I just want to like get back to it, get back to a routine. It feels nice being out of routine, but then like I start to crave like I don't know, a
The
schedule.
normalcy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is cuz sometimes I don't want a schedule, and then other times like I need a schedule or I will crumble.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
most people like they're excited for a vacation of any point, and then at least for like me, like
Yeah.
halfway through, I'm just like, I kind of wish I was home and
Yeah.
like
I would
back
think
in my
that
normalcy, you know?
every now and then, yeah. I was like I kind of like want to sit in my computer chair and like I don't know, be a little nerd and play a video game or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Just be in your
Um,
comfort space.
yeah. Like I definitely was happy doing like all the things that I was doing, but it's just like more yeah, familiarity definitely plays into it, I think.
Yeah.
Um I like having new things and like a change in scenery, but like it doesn't I don't think I like it staying like that for very, very long.
Yeah. Super fair.
Like a week is good. I'm good with a week. And then I'm
Yeah.
back to like wanting my
Agreed.
space again. Um
Yeah.
so we actually got something to talk about for this one.
We do. Someone left us a little comment and
Yeah.
question to talk about.
And
Um,
I
I
think
have
you
it
should
written
introduce
down.
it. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say I remember because you sent it to me, but I also think it would just probably be easier for you to read it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have access to like the page, but
I forgot.
I have it written down.
Oh my
So
god, I forgot. I'm at my computer so I can actually look at this. Oh my
yeah, you
god,
are.
I forgot. I'm actually
Yeah.
so excited. You know how frustrating it was to like try to do stuff like on my phone, and then
Oh,
I
I'm
was like
sure.
trying to do stuff on the app. By the way, you can't do anything through the app. Like it
No,
does
you
nothing.
can't. It's a different website that we have to go
Which is so
to
weird
access it. Yeah, I was talking to
in
my
my
sister about
eyes.
it the other day, and she was like, I didn't see where I could leave comments, and I had to send her the different link
That's yeah.
for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It didn't
So
make any sense to me, but
yeah. Oh, also,
yeah.
I wanted to preface
Yes.
that if you want to leave a comment or like a question, let us know if you want to keep it anonymous, and we will. Um, I just wanted to preface that because
That's
we
a
can
good
publish
idea.
questions for other people to see,
Mhm.
but if you want to, but it'll have your username and stuff on it. So if you wanted to keep it like if you're within the community that we have
Yeah.
and you wanted to keep it like anonymous to them, then we'll keep it on
We
our
won't
just on our
post
side.
it, but
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
right. But if you don't care, then you don't have to preface it in the comment. So
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. This person, they wanted to keep it anonymous. So
Yes.
this person said, I really enjoy this episode. This was last episode, obviously, right? Okay. I recently I recently had a friendship breakup with a close friend, and I did have BPD, abandonment, and clingy attachments. I don't know if you could ever repair, and have you gone through this? Um,
So wait, there was
which
somebody with BPD, or
um, they said I did have these BPD attachment and clingy attachments. So I
oh,
think
okay,
it
so
is
they're like
the
the
person saying that
tendencies.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
not necessarily having like BPD, but like very similar attachment
yeah,
styles and like reactions or coping mechanisms.
yeah. I guess it could be like the sense of abandonment and like clinging harder
Oh
so
God.
that they don't leave, which
Yeah.
we have lots of experience with that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I guess the repair part is the important part of what we're going to cover.
Yeah. And I honestly think this is a really good topic because we would both manage this, I think, very differently. Or
Oh, for sure.
like I just feel like in terms of like what the perfect outcome for both of us would be might be very similar. Like we're both trying to get to this one destination of like fixing and getting to a point where you can be friends with this person again. But I think like
Hmm.
our approaches would be very different, and that's the fun
Yeah.
part about us both
Hmm.
talking about it, I think. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you want to go first?
Haha. um, well, so in terms of like reprimanding a or not reprimanding, what is it? Repairing?
Hmm.
Reprimanding. Anyways,
I don't
um
know.
what the repairing a friendship or like a relationship that you feel like you might have like clung too hard in the beginning, or you clung because of like some sort of disagreement or like fear of abandonment.
Hmm.
I tend to think that most relationships are fixable if both parties are willing to do it, if that makes any sense. If you're
I
willing to
absolutely
like
agree.
go into it with the idea that like, hey, I kind of fucked up maybe. This might have been like not the like the most emotionally mature thing of me to do, but I was scared and like
Hmm.
explaining that to that person, and if they're willing to like hear you out on like why things happened,
Yeah.
and if you take accountability for it, I think that would be a like a the golden like for like perfect case and scenario or whatever, like if like in a perfect world, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah, the best case scenario.
Right. So like
Um, the other
yeah.
person would definitely have to be at the point of like wanting to understand or
Yes.
being able to understand, and also like at the same level of wanting to be in each other's lives again. I think
Uh-huh.
that's the most important thing, because if you approach it to a person who just doesn't necessarily care to repair it,
Mhm.
then unfortunately it might not get repaired. And at that point, you probably wouldn't want to repair it if they don't either. So that's
Yeah.
also important to think about. But you'll never know if you don't reach out,
Yeah.
which I find that's where I struggle with the most.
Yeah. Not to say that like yes, you absolutely do or whatever, but like I know from like what you've told me that seems to be it's like we talked about this in like the first episode. It's like a vulnerability, putting yourself in that like vulnerable state
Yeah,
to
it's
that
like putting
person.
yourself. Yeah, so in my head, it's like putting myself up for rejection,
Right, which
and
is
that is the
why
most terrifying to me.
yeah, and so that's why people will cling because
Mm-hmm.
of that fear of abandonment and fear of rejection, but that in turn can draw people away. And so putting yourself back into that like very vulnerable state again can be
Mm-hmm.
really fucking scary.
Yeah, especially if the friendship has fallen through already.
Yeah,
Um, there's a certain level of like trust that that won't happen again that you have to have,
right.
which is also very hard.
Mhm.
Um, so I think if you're thinking about it constantly, um, if you need someone to tell you to just do it, then here's your sign. I think you should
Hi,
just reach out
do
and be
it.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a while. Um, if we can we talk about this or whatever it may be, whatever happened.
Mhm.
Um, I would really love to fix this. Or if you know what you did, or if someone else did something, it could be brought up as like a conversation for both of you instead of you being like, oh, I did these things that messed up, but you also like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people can get very defensive if you
Oh,
feel like
100%.
you're attacking them based off
Right.
of what they said. So I don't know. Depends on the person, I guess. If you guys are
Mhm.
really close friends, I assume that you'd know a good way to talk to them and try to
Right.
figure it out. But
I guess like since we don't know how like the friendship ended or like on what terms, I
right.
usually generally enter any sort of conflict or confrontation with I statements. So like I
Mm-hmm.
have been feeling this way. This is you know, I did this, I did that, because everything that you are saying is your own truth, and it is very
Yeah.
difficult to say anything on the other person's end because I mean you don't know their truth for certain. It would be an assumption, and that's
Yeah.
usually when people tend to get a little bit more defensive, or if they feel like you're um like poning the responsibility onto them, that's when people get
Yeah.
defensive. So like anything that's like you did this and that's why I did this, that's going to be like not as constructive as like um when this happened I felt kind of like I don't know, I felt horrible about XYZ and so I did this, you know.
Right. You said this, and the way that I interpreted made me feel this way. You know,
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily have to be like, I don't know, making the other person feel wrong about what they said, but just how you reacted to what they said.
Right. Like your own truth or whatever it
Yeah,
might be.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
So,
think if you're just honest and be like, hey, I want to fix this, however that works out,
mhm.
um, I think it'll work out. It's just getting over that initial hurdle of actually reaching out.
Yeah, and putting yourself in that state of vulnerability again can be really fucking scary. I think that trying is better than not doing anything though.
Yeah.
Cuz I think ultimately if you're like already at a point where you're asking other people if you should do it, you probably know that you really want to, but you're looking for like the confirmation that it's okay. It's definitely
Hmm.
okay to want to fix things. Um, and I think you should go for it. I think going into it with the idea that you might have to be okay with them not wanting to continue a friendship is also a good thing as well because again, this is a trial thing, like a at least you tried.
Right.
Best
And you
case in
get that
scenario,
closure.
right? Best case scenario, I mean things go well, and that's good. But there also
Hmm.
is like a very, I mean, there's the potential that it doesn't go the way that they want it to as well. I don't know if that's like a cynical thing for me to say.
I think it's no, I think it's very smart to like be hopeful that the outcome would will be good, but to also have the understanding that like it may not, and
Mm-hmm.
to be mentally prepared for that instead of just putting all your putting all your marbles in one bucket of
Right.
it has to succeed, you know.
Yeah, just as much as like they might be willing to hear you out and like just as much as you want to fix it, they have just as much right to not want to do anything about it if like things ended in such a way. I'm not particularly certain about how it went, but like yeah. Like if you want to fix it and they don't want to, then it's out of your control at that point.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um but that is like an interesting thing, or I guess like it's an interesting scenario because of the idea of I mean both of us being like very socially anxious, right?
Yeah.
So like I've talked about and I mean we talked about it in the first episode, like even just like me missing out on someone's message and then letting it sit there for a few days,
Hmm.
I feel like I can't go back. And I feel like that might be like a similar feeling in the case of like conflict with a friend or like wanting to fix something or put it to where it was before or whatever it might be, you know?
Hmm.
I feel like for socially anxious people, that can be a very difficult task. Because I talk
Yeah.
myself out of going back ever.
I see.
because I get too anxious about it.
That's fair.
I don't know if you
I
do something
think
like that.
um I no. I in regards to like the oh shit, I just realized that I missed this message. I'll just respond right then and there. Um be like, "Hey, I forgot to respond to this or I thought I already did." So, I don't have the mind block of like, "Oh shit, now I just can't respond."
Oh shit.
Um so I don't personally know what that feels like because I mean, usually I am a very like if I get a message, I usually respond pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Um, because I hate just having messages. Like the notifications really bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know.
No, that's fair. That's
Did I answer the
understandable.
question? I don't know if I did.
Yes, yes, you did.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you ever feel that way, and you said no. Basically.
Yeah. No. If it's someone that I like want to talk to or I know would understand, I don't really.
I don't know what that block is. I think I just like
Yeah.
I get hyper paranoid that like because I didn't get to them within a certain time frame that I've missed my window of opportunity. So I guess like
Oh.
I'm also thinking like if that is the case for this like let's say this is a friendship that had been like in existence a year ago and now they want to fix it. Like in my
Right. Yeah. We
brain,
also don't know the time frame.
yeah, I think after so much time it would be really difficult for me to go back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to think of
I've done that before.
you just went back.
Yeah, so I had um my two guy best friends in high school actually. Um when we graduated and I started working more and then got into a relationship,
Mhm.
basically without going too into it yet because we can talk about that on another episode. um I ended up not talking to them throughout that relationship
Oh, Jesus.
because of the relationship.
Right.
So it didn't end very well because I ended up just kind of like cutting them out of my life. Um, so I think like after the relationship ended, a few months, so it had been like a year and a half of like not talking to them, and then I randomly just followed them on Snapchat, and they
Uh-huh.
followed me back, and then I messaged this huge paragraph of being like, "Hey, I fucked up, and I really want to like see if we can talk again and be in each other's lives again if you'd give me the chance." And he said, "Yeah."
What
And
the
he was like, "I am like upset at you for this and all this stuff, blah blah blah." And I was like, "I understand, and I'm gonna try to be better." And so, yeah,
That's also another thing that goes into like these types of things. I guess like um the I will do better
hmm
instead of like putting yourself in a I should have done this, I should have done that. I think telling yourself I'll do better next time is a really
yeah,
good approach to a lot of conversations as well because that's a lot of times what can stop us from being in that state of vulnerability because you feel like you should have like known better in hindsight or
yeah.
some sort
I
of,
sh-
you know.
I really I okay. I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world for myself because I tell other people that you can't tell yourself like I should have done this, blah blah blah. I think that all the time.
Mhm.
But um when you're stuck in that cycle of like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done this, like you're just being mean to yourself.
Right.
And instead of like I should have done this, it could be like, well, next time I can do this
Right.
instead, learning from your past mistakes. Um which I think is more it's important for yourself but also very important for the other person to know that you'll be working on these things
Right.
because words can only mean so much, but if your actions actually
Mhm.
like equal those words, then that makes all the difference, you know.
I agree. Also, I was just thinking like there's a point I'm trying to think like a way of saying this. I think it's also super okay to communicate that like frustration of like this is what I should have done and it sucks that I didn't because I feel like
Yeah.
I did that like this past week and I was like
hmm
damn I kind of fucked up somewhere and I really should have like done this differently. I don't know. Like it just but I like in terms of like talking to somebody like while you're going through it, I think I just was like
Mm-hmm.
I'm really frustrated even though I know it's okay for people to mess up. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that I tend to have a lot more patience with other people than myself, you know, your own worst critic or whatever.
Right. Yep.
Um but I was like I think I'm just really frustrated with myself. I'm going to cry about it for like maybe 5 minutes and then I'll just do better next time. Like I think running through the
Yeah.
emotion too is something that helps me a lot, but I don't know if that's like an everybody like if everybody needs that.
I think it can vary case to case. Um, I do agree that like owning up to your past mistakes is very important.
Mhm.
Um, but I think it's, at least personally, it's bigger for me for someone to be like, hey, I should have done this, and once again, it sucks that I didn't do that. So if you give me a chance in the future, I'm gonna try to do this instead. Or
Yeah.
what works for you instead of me doing that because that did not work. And I would like us to figure it out together, kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like make it more collaborative.
Yeah. No, I love that idea too. I think
Yeah.
like in terms of like how I've gone about conflict and like having those types of conversations, I've also done the like I might need assistance or I might need patience because this is something that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
So that like I don't know how to phrase it in such a way, but it's like yeah, you're working together, and I think making it feel more collaborative for some reason just like makes it better. I don't know why that is.
Well, I think it's, I mean, it's just like a project, you know? Like
Mhm. Like
if
it doesn't need to be
you,
perfect. Is that why?
well, I think the way I'm thinking it is more like if there's collaboration, like you don't know if it's making a difference if the other person doesn't tell you, or you don't know if it's not working if the other person doesn't tell you that it's not working, or whatever the case may be, you know?
Mhm.
There's only so much that you can grow on your own without someone else helping you along the way or telling you that like, hey, this wasn't like constructive to our friendship or
Right.
whatever it may be, you know.
Right.
So I think there you can do a lot of growth yourself. Obviously, like sitting and thinking about like things that went wrong in the friendship or whatever, but like you can't grow like more or fully without the other person being able to tell you if it actually works for them or
Mhm.
not, you know. So I think it depends
I think
on the
that's fair.
case.
I see. I see. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. So, in terms of like us doing our first episode and us working
Mm-hmm.
on this one right now, we decided to put a timer. How
Yes.
how is that timer looking anyways?
We are at 30 minutes about.
Actually?
Yeah. Yeah.
Woohoo! Okay, sick. Okay, cool. Generally speaking in terms of like this topic, I feel like I've covered most of the things that I would cover for it, but if is there anything else that we would say to this, I guess?
um I think just initially going back to like the repairing part of
Mm,
it, like actually just reaching out if that's the hardest thing you have to do. Um I think you just have to like, personally, I usually just I schedule a time for myself
you schedule
to
it?
do it.
You put it like
Yeah.
in your calendar or
No. I do it like I'm going to do this tomorrow or I'm going to do this like in the next few days or something to keep
Mhm.
myself accountable because I I okay, I don't like conflict like much at all. Um it makes me really anxious,
Yeah.
especially if it's owning up that I did something wrong,
Mm.
you know?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I think if I don't set like a limit for myself to be like, I need to do this, then I won't. And then I'll
That's,
just keep
yeah.
thinking about it.
I
Um,
don't even know if a timer would like do it for me, or like an alarm, or putting it in a calendar, because I don't generally check those types of things.
mhm. I never read it down anywhere. It's just the mental, like,
Oh, I see, like a mental
I need
note.
to do this tomorrow, or I need to do this, like, right now, or something. Or be in the process of, like, writing out my message and making sure that I say everything I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think it's just mentally getting over that hurdle is the hardest part for me.
I see.
Yeah.
No,
How
that's
are you with
fair.
conflict?
Okay, well, I thrive in conflict. I love conflict. I actually hate
Oh
conflict
god.
so much, but like,
Yeah. You
I
do
think
really good with it though.
I was gonna say, I feel like I know how to manage conflict though, even though, I mean, I feel like most people's interactions or like idea of conflict is, it's not necessarily anything anyone wants to deal with, but I usually just think the sooner I get through with it, like I don't have to deal with it anymore after that. So again, it's like
Right.
back to that efficiency thing, and I think that's why I got really comfortable with vulnerability and just like kind of confronting it head on, because
Mm-hmm.
I know if I don't, it's just gonna sit there, or I'm just gonna sit there and think about it,
Yeah.
and that feels like time that I could be doing something else.
Right. I
So
think that was why I said the like if you need a sign of someone like pushing you to do it,
yeah,
this is your sign because I think there's been a couple of times that I've like talked to you about like, oh, I hate not knowing this, or I really
yeah,
want to talk to this person about this because I just need to know if we're on the same like level or not.
mhm,
You've been the one to push me to do it. And you're just like, you'll never know if you don't ask. And what
yeah,
the worst case scenario, they say no,
right,
and then you'll know.
yeah, and
And I
but
was just like,
then
fuck, you're right.
it's
I hate that.
the, well, it's
I
the
hate that you're right.
like the fear of rejection aspect.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I also get it, but it's just like I would rather be rejected than to think about it longer and then be rejected anyways later on. Like that feels almost worse to me than just getting it done in the beginning, if that makes any sense.
Interesting. I actually have a question for you. I was thinking about this earlier. Um, so if you, let's say that you got to the point where um I don't know if this is an ADHD thing or
Oh,
not because what I'm thinking is apparently a BPD thing specifically.
oh.
Um, that if you reach out to someone about or like say that you like this person, right?
Mhm.
And they say, "No, I don't really feel that way about you," like whatever it may be, like I'm not ready for a relationship, all this stuff, blah blah blah. Do you like are you able to keep going with that friendship afterwards?
I okay. Again, like case and scenario dependent on the person.
Uh-huh.
And like maybe depending on even how long I've been talking to them. Like if I had established a friendship prior to me liking them and expressing that and then being rejected afterwards, I think it would be
Mm-hmm.
much easier to continue on than it would be if I didn't create that foundation. Like let's say we had just been talking and like it was only a romantic interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like it's harder to um go into like a, sorry, Suki's at my mic, go back to a sense of norm when
For
like it
those
hadn't been
listening
established. Oh yeah,
who don't know
Suki's
what
my
Suki
cat.
is.
Suki is my cat, and he's in my business because I guess, he missed me while I was gone. He was with Lipdick, so I didn't think he
Yeah,
was gonna be
I don't
so baby.
what I don't give him as much attention as you do.
He is like the entire time we've been talking, he's been sitting in my lap, and he just got up. So I think
Ah,
he's going to his couch because he knows I'm at my computer. Yep, he's going
I
over to his
see.
couch. But to get to his couch, he has to cross over my desk, and right on the side of where his couch is my mic arm. So like for a little bit, I was like my face was not even close to the mic, and I couldn't see um like most of my screens. But yeah.
I see.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyways,
Regardless of like Yeah, it's hard to go back to something when there isn't like a foundation, I guess. Like an already established foundation, or if they're not even willing to go and create that foundation after a rejection message, I think it
Mm-hmm.
would be difficult to maintain, but I have definitely been rejected and maintained friendships even after
Interesting.
being rejected, yeah. Like a
Hmm.
lot of I would say huh, like actually I don't know. Like I could probably name like people within the last like 3 years, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. I might
Oh,
have had
same.
a lot of crushes, but a lot of times I tell people that I shoot my shot.
Uh-huh.
But I got a lot of rejections. So
I see.
like I was still able to maintain a friendship after that. I just I don't know what made it easy. I think it was just like the fact that I was okay with like I tried and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can drop it. I feel like if you're like if you weren't to try, you would just be stuck like crushing on them without knowing how they feel about you. And
Right.
yeah, no, I felt like so much better just getting it over with. I didn't want to be stuck like that, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if they're not like interested. But
Yeah. No, for sure.
yeah, I don't know what made it easy. I
Yeah, I
think
just didn't know if you would typically would like after a rejection you'd be like, oh, okay, no problem. Like we can still be friends and stuff.
yeah,
If that was like easy for you to do or not.
typically for me I don't like leaving any relationship like in a bad state. Even like
Mm-hmm.
with like exes and stuff, I try to leave it as like amicable as
Mm-hmm.
possible. Um like even if there was like a larger disagreement, I try to say like, hey, there were good times, and like I would rather you think about that than I don't know, our last fight. So like sayonara, dude. Thank you, and we don't have to continue to do this if it's not working for either of us. um
Interesting.
I don't know, I just don't like the idea of that being the last thing someone is left with. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's how I deal with all of my relationships though. Like I,
Hmm.
even if I'm not necessarily happy with them, I try to leave it in a state where it's okay, I guess. Do you do that?
Not at all.
Oh,
No.
okay. Okay, okay.
I don't really give a fuck.
Damn.
I if they don't want like my past two like long-term relationships, I guess, um where they also, I don't know if I've told you this before, but they both left me like the same exact way, which is
Yes.
kind of crazy.
You did tell me, yes.
Um yeah. So I even just like my last relationship, she still wanted to be friends afterwards, and I was like, yeah, no. I I don't want you in my life at all,
Yeah.
anywhere. I don't care. Um, so I treat people like that. I guess there's a certain level of like if you don't reciprocate like how much love I have for you in the way that I want you to, or if you don't want to love me the same way that I love you, I don't need it, you know?
Yeah,
So
no, that's
like
fair.
if I get rejected, I find it very hard to be friends with that person. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I already had these romantic feelings for you. Um, and I don't think I can go back. So I just don't need you in my life.
Oh, damn.
So
I will say though, like in terms of like hopeless romantic and
yeah.
wanting to end things in such a way where it's not like awful or
Hmm.
like leave it on not a sour note, um that doesn't necessarily mean that like my crush goes away in that instant either. Sometimes like I'm left in that state even though I've gotten my rejection message
Oh no, same. I still
because I'm a little
you'll know
hopeful.
who I'm talking about. But recently, my most recent rejection, I still think about them that way, kind of thing.
I
So
don't
it's not
blame you.
even
I'm the
like
same fucking way.
yeah. So it's not even about like because I still like them. It's more in spite of because I still like them that I
Yeah.
can't have them in my life
Mhm.
because I'll know that like I'll just take whatever they give me, and that's not I can't do that. So
Yeah,
it's
no.
kind of like all or nothing, you know?
Yeah, no, I know about all or nothing.
Yeah.
As much as it's like I would love to find a middle ground, or as much as I would very much like to say or take someone's rejection message as like what it is and then like be able to move forward from there on out. I do
Hmm.
think like I do feel better knowing where they're at rather than
Yeah.
like being stuck in that state of like, oh, I wonder. I get fucking annoyed with
Yeah.
that state like so
Yeah.
fast, and that's why I'm always like, I'm just gonna fucking ask. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it is different, I guess, in like it depends on the rejection for me.
oh yeah,
If
oh
if
very
it's
much,
like,
oh yeah,
oh, I'm taking time like for myself and I kind of just want to like figure myself out, like that's fine.
yeah,
Like
pop
you
off, king or
pop
queen.
off. Right, exactly. Lord, pop
You
off,
do
Lord.
you.
You do you. Like you can cut if we still feel the same about each other in the future, maybe something can work.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Sometimes
But
it's a
if
timing
it's
thing. Yeah.
right, yeah. But if it's just like I just don't feel that way about you, then I'm like, then you probably won't ever feel that way about me, and I don't really need to keep that hope up. So, bye.
Damn. That's where I'm like, aha. You said there wasn't a chance, but you know, maybe, just maybe. I think it's just
Uh-uh.
that. Yeah, I think I'm
I have those
hopeless in
same
that
thoughts
area.
too,
I'm so fucking
but
hopeless.
I don't keep them around for that reason
Oh,
because I know that I'll get stuck in like, so how do you feel now?
oh
you
my
know?
god. I could think like I'll stay in that state of like ah ha, ha, I can change your mind. But also
Yeah.
I don't think I ever ask again. Usually I kind of
No,
just take it.
never. The ball's in their court at that point, you
Yeah,
know?
if it changes, they'll tell me. They know where I'm at,
Right.
you know, or where I
Yeah,
was
I
at one
already
point.
did the confessing of the feelings,
Right.
you know.
So I
You
wouldn't
said
ever
you
bring
weren't
it up
ready.
again.
Right, exactly. I'm not gonna like make you feel like I'm pushing you or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm so stupid when it comes to that stuff or just like having a crush in general. Um
Hmm. I hate it.
it's I'm not, I don't use my brain. I just don't,
I no,
I don't, yep.
me either.
It's bad. It's really bad. And then like other times when it's like I have to talk to myself as if it's you or if it's like Sheba or like whoever, like a friend, and I have to put
Yeah.
them in my scenario to get myself to start thinking straight or like not
Like what would you say to me if I was asking the
me.
questions that
Yes.
you want to ask?
Yes. I have to
I
take
see.
myself out because I know
I
that I'm being
see.
stupid. And so I
Oh,
gotta put you guys in it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like fuck that guy. Don't give them the time of day. You know, like that's pretty shitty or whatever it might be. I don't know
I
what
think that's why I'm so
specifically I'm
blunt
talking about.
when you ask me stuff.
No,
Or
that's
you like
good.
tell me something happens and I'm just like, nah, this is what you deserve.
Right.
Fuck that
But
shit.
because it's me. If it were you, would you say the same thing? I feel like that's hard.
I feel like, okay, recently I would say that to myself. But past me, like a few months ago, would not say that to myself.
I
But I
see.
think recently I've been really in this drive of like what I deserve, what I want, what I enjoy in life kind of thing.
That's good.
So I feel like if I got out of the initial like, oh, woe was me, you know,
Yeah.
then I would be like, nah, fuck that. I don't deserve the shit.
I think
So
I need to work at it still, but it is something that I am working on is like
yeah.
the what I deserve or like I make a lot of excuses because I try to be understanding or I'll I don't even know. It's like it's not necessarily like I'm an advocate for them, but I try to
Hmm.
keep an open mind, but I think like overthinking it, sometimes overthinking it makes it more complicated than what it needs to be, and I'll just like keep letting things go, you know?
Yeah. Like, oh, am I overreacting
Right.
or
Is this a me
is this
thing?
really yes, is this a me thing? I think what you told me the other day of like having a list of things. It doesn't have to be specific to the person or
Oh no.
anything. It could just be like in general. If someone does these things or crosses this line, then they're out. They're done.
Right.
That's it. Because you have to be respectful for yourself if
Right.
they're not being respectful.
Also, this list of what we're talking about, my mom, when I was in second grade, I was meeting my stepdad for the first time,
This was
and
second grade.
second grade.
You
Um,
did. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Continue.
Oh yeah. Whew, my mom does
Oh yeah.
not care about the
Does
age.
not
It's
play
about
around.
the fucking the lesson. Um, but she said before like introducing Kirk to me,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, I made a list, 10 things, um, 10 things that I wouldn't want to see in my next relationship, or if anybody ever did these things, that would be the end of the relationship because she got out of a very bad one, aka dad. We'll get into that stuff later.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Family episode. We'll get into
yes.
it.
But basically, she's like, I made this list prior to dating,
Mm-hmm.
and I use this list whenever I'm like in a romantic relationship, and if they ever cross those lines, that's where it's basically a boundary list, I would say, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
These are my
definitely.
boundaries.
These are my lines, my hard lines. If someone were to do these things or cross them, like
Right.
at that point, they are disrespecting my boundaries. They are disrespecting me as a person, and I
And,
don't need that or deserve that.
right. And I
So,
think that could also work in friendships as well, because it's like
oh, for sure,
what you
yeah.
deserve as a person rather than it. I mean, it doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship. Um,
I think
but
just having that respect in general of the
yes.
people in your life, regardless if it's like a relationship, friendships, or even just family, it's important to like have that respect for that person and have it returned to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Like a
it's
certain
fundamental.
reciprocation, a
Yeah,
certain
like I
level of it.
respect your opinion and your feelings.
Right.
So, and in turn, you respect mine, and we're at that level where like I ask you questions because I value your opinion
Right.
and respect you. You know.
Yes. But yeah, no, I was told to make this list in second grade, and not a lot has changed from it since second grade, which I find crazy. But
Yeah.
it's like a little moral thing. Like me as a person, this is stuff I don't like. I think everybody should have that list in terms of like
Hmm.
looking into a romantic relationship or otherwise. Like even before you have that interest, you should know what it is that you want, I think.
Yes.
Or a general idea. It never has to be anything specific. Like, oh, they have to have
Right.
brown hair and brown eyes and I don't know, fucking like have a interest in XYZ.
Oh, they have to be tall or ba ba
You
ba
remember
ba
being in
ba.
like middle school and like being like, "Oh my god, I'm going to date someone that's in a band."
Yes.
Like they have to play an instrument and it's like that does
Yeah,
it
dude.
doesn't actually ever have to be the case, but I was so set on it.
Guitars and drummers.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my god.
those
I
are my
was
my people.
I was stuck on drummers and bassists, not even the guitarist.
Yeah.
I think I like
Also, if
the
you hear banging,
side
I'm
guys.
sorry. Our neighbors are very fucking loud.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Just letting you know.
huh? If you hear banging, I'm just like slamming my head into the desk. Don't worry.
No, no,
I
no, no,
just, I was like, oh, what?
no.
Are we okay? We're
But
talking
yes,
about bands, and I'm like, ugh, you know?
bass guitarists are all yeah.
Yeah, well,
I still
just,
think that I would still love to
yeah.
end up with one.
Oh, 100%. But I wouldn't put it on my list of
No,
requirements
it would just
or,
be a perk or something that you think
yeah, a
is like,
bonus.
yeah,
A boner.
it's just attractive, but it's not
Yeah.
like necessary to the fundamentals of a relationship for
Oh,
me,
no, not
you
at
know?
all. A
Yeah,
plus.
a plus.
Yes.
Yes.
Um no, I thought that like oh my god. There's like certain things like you think as a kid and then going into adulthood you're like what the fuck was I even thinking? Like
Oh,
that's not even
uh-huh.
important. It's not at
Yeah.
all. And I,
Yeah.
like as a kid I was like, "Oh my god, if this doesn't happen then I don't want them," you know?
Yeah. I can't think of anything specific, but I was definitely of that mindset. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else that would like that would be I would date this person because of that. It's not the
Oh, if they
case
had red
now.
hair,
Oh,
yeah, red hair and blue eyes.
wait, are you talking about now or are you talking about before?
Um, both.
Or
I
okay,
think.
okay, okay.
Okay, younger, it was a lot more of like a baseline for me. I was a lot more attracted to those people. I think now it's like that would be it's a plus, but I also like love. I don't have a preference,
I
that
don't have
kind
a
of thing.
type. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and there are things that I think are like beautiful in comparison to other things,
That
but
is yes.
I don't think those other things are less beautiful.
Can I tell you something?
Well,
Um, I think when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of physical traits that were like, ooh, like this is I would like somebody because of this.
yeah.
My thing as a kid and like partially going into adulthood, if they're funny,
Oh,
I don't know why.
yes,
That is like the thing that I am always that's what I look for. And that
bro.
I've
If you
always
can,
looked for that as a kid too.
yes, absolutely. I, you know, I think that's more of like like going into adulthood thing for me, because growing up I did not date super funny people,
Oh.
but oh, what? But
What did you
um,
date then?
I I don't know. I dated like nerds, and they're
I'm
like,
still into nerds.
oh,
Oh,
absolutely,
tell me about the lore of anything that you find like anything that you're passionate about. Tell me all about it. Holy
dude.
shit.
Yap at me all day
Please.
long.
Always.
Please tell me your interests. Tell me what gets you going. Like what you're passionate about. Love
Absolutely.
that
I don't
shit.
know what it is about someone telling me the lore of like their favorite thing.
Dude, if I'm reading a book and I start telling you like the plot line and the characters, I'm like, okay, so get this, right? This person did this, but blah blah blah. I don't know. I could just tell that you're just happy that I'm
Yes.
passionate about
Yeah. No,
this.
100%. I don't know what the hell you're talking about most of the time, but I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah, go for it. You
Yeah, so this guy's
like that
third
fantasy
second
man?
cousin.
Right. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
I don't
that
know.
shadow daddy.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, no, 100%.
I'm not sorry, but
You shouldn't be. It's okay.
yeah,
I agree. But also, it just
my book boyfriends are important to me, okay?
hey, just as much as your book boyfriends are important to you, I have my they call them husbandos in anime.
Oh.
They are yes. Uh-huh. That is the comparison
Uh-huh.
of Shadow Daddy for you is husbando to me. So I understand
Yeah.
that love for fictional men. Um
Oh, knows no bounds.
oh no, it's so unrealistic, but I don't fucking care. They're beautiful. Um
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no, I just like someone that's passionate about something, but most definitely like as a kid going into adulthood, if they could make me laugh, I was sold like from the
Yeah.
start, which is so stupid.
Dude, I think I did date mostly funny people.
Well, that's good. I was
The
wondering.
two
I was
the
like,
two
if they
Joshes
weren't
back to
funny,
back were
then
funny.
okay, well that's good.
Uh
I never
yeah.
had a physical trait though. It was always like I want this person to be able to like make me laugh, and I guess like sharing interests is nice because
Yeah.
then I have like topics and things to talk with them about. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, funny was like my baseline.
Yeah. That's
That
important.
yeah.
If you can make me like cry laugh,
Oh my
like
god.
that's huge bonus.
Holy shit. If we
Absolutely.
have the same fucking humor.
Especially, oh my god, if you have a funny laugh too.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes. No, I love like dorky laughs. I don't know why.
Dude,
I
there's
mean
this
dorky
guy
is
on
so
TikTok
subjective.
that sounds like a dolphin when he
Oh
laughs,
my god.
and it is the best. It just brings me so much joy.
Well, it's because it's like there's some laughs you can tell that people are like holding back a little bit because of like I don't know.
Like they're like self-conscious or
Yeah.
nervous about how they sound.
And then I don't know, like I mean, I can tell and I understand that feeling of like I hate my laugh or I don't want to be too obnoxious or I don't know, whatever it might be with the laugh. But people
Hmm.
who do not give a flying fuck about
I love it.
yeah, and they just fucking laugh. and it's like
Yeah.
hearty or it's like silly, I
Yeah.
fucking love it. It'll
Also,
make me laugh more. Sorry, what?
you know what I'm just realizing?
Hmm.
I think I do have a type.
Oh, I was joking when I said I don't have a type. I say I don't have a type in parentheses. I have a type. You know,
I've I'm having like a history awakening right now.
an epiphany.
Yeah, yes, an epiphany. I've
Mm-hmm.
only dated people with like lighter features.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I don't think I've. They've always had blue or green eyes, and th- I've had one of them had ginger, but the rest were blonde.
That's so interesting. I don't have any of like when I say like the I don't have a type and then in
That's
parentheses
fucking
I have a
crazy.
type. In terms of
Yeah,
like fictional men, you can look at like two of them and you'll probably be able to guess like the next one I find attractive in a different series based off those two. Like that's all the information you need. But in terms of like who I actually like seek relationships with or like romantic relationships, I can't tell you a single characteristic that has been the same.
interesting.
Like first boyfriend, hazel brown eyes, second boyfriend, blonde blue eyes, third, largely darker features, like in terms of skin tone as well, dark hair, dark eyes, like all of it. And
Yeah,
and then last was like lighter colored eyes, lighter skin tone, and like dark hair. Like they just they don't have any
bro. Can I tell
really.
you something?
Yeah, what?
I cannot imagine you with someone with lighter features.
Really?
Is that weird
Wait,
for me to
really?
say?
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
cannot.
Oh, that's interesting though. Why not? Wait,
I
what?
don't know.
Why
I think
not?
it's just.
Wait, why?
Wait, why not?
I don't
I
know
don't.
why not. Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
just.
dated a blonde hair, blue eyed guy before.
You said that and it like threw me. I don't know
Oh
why
yeah,
it did, but I just
they were
can't.
they were the car guy.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Weird.
never
No, I
again.
cannot.
A car guy at least. I'm sorry, car
No.
guys. People that like cars, it's not you. I just investing money into a thing that is depreciating in value sometimes boggles my brain and I don't
Oh,
necessarily
you're hurting a
understand
lot
it.
of feelings right
Oh,
now.
I know, I know. I love when people have passions for things and I hope that they continue to do it. It just like there's some things that don't make sense to me, so it's just like I try to understand, but cars I've never like fully like grasped what it is, but I think a lot of it has to do
Yeah.
with like childhood and then going into
Yeah,
adulthood and like nostalgia. And I don't have that nostalgia, so that's why it doesn't make sense to me. But for like other people,
that's fair.
like they grow up with cars or they grow up working with cars, their I don't know, family member taught them XYZ and that's why they love vehicles now. That makes so much sense to me and I love for people to like, you know, regardless of like the like what you get out of it in terms of like finances, if you don't get anything out of it besides like pure satisfaction, then fuck yes, go for it. I'm all in
Hmm.
support. It's just like there's certain things that like I personally wouldn't do.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
that's
understandable.
the only thing.
I think
Only
the
thing.
only part of cars that I geek out about is like older trucks, like the classic trucks and
Yeah,
stuff. But that's just because of my dad
exactly.
specifically and that bonding thing.
Yeah.
But
Was that in childhood?
actually that's actually pretty recent.
Oh, really?
When
Okay.
I decided that I wanted to get my truck
I
and start
see.
looking at trucks, he started to be like he's always been a truck dude and super into trucks. He's been like repairing trucks my
Mhm.
entire childhood. So I think me being like, I think I want a truck, and like driving his truck for the first time and realizing that I loved it, he was like, fuck yeah, I'll talk to you about trucks. We're gonna get you a truck. I want to teach you all the stuff about trucks and classic ones. I think you and I went out to coffee with Shiba one time,
Yeah.
and there's this beautiful, like, old style Ford
Yes.
outside,
I
and
remember that car.
I took a picture. I said to my dad, and I was like, look at this.
Oh
This
my
is just in
god.
the parking lot. And he
See,
was just
that's
like,
cute.
that's gorgeous. And I was like, I know. Yeah.
I
So,
love that. I just
yeah.
yeah, no. Like in terms of like what I experienced in that relationship, I was just like I don't
A lot of people can
understand.
be a lot about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. they can start talking to me about stuff, and I'll be like, I
A
don't
lot
know
of
what you're
our
talking
our
about.
hangouts were also like just car things.
Ooh,
So it was more about me investing time in their interests, but then not having that reciprocated in like my field, I guess, like in my own interests.
yeah.
So instead of like, I don't know, nothing against car guys. I just like, if this is how it's gonna be, then I also would like to see some like time and appreciation towards like things that I find interest in. It doesn't have to be like an exchange, like even,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no, everything that we did was very like car related. The
Hmm.
places that we went were for cars and meetups and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, all power to the car people. But I just personally going through that, I was like, I just, you know, what about
I was
some
gonna make a joke
anime?
about. I was gonna make a joke about horsepower when you said all the power to the. Anyways,
Oh,
we are at an hour now,
holy shit!
so
We did deviate from the original topic, but I still think it was constructive.
yeah, we talked about it for a good half of the episode, though.
Yeah, no,
It was pretty
100%.
good.
I was gonna say, like, in terms of like that type of like conflict resolution,
Yeah,
just do it. Do it.
absolutely.
Try it out. If it doesn't work, I'm really
Hmm.
sorry. Also, best of luck to you, to the person that wrote in, and I hope we get more
Absolutely.
messages like that. If you guys have anything else that
Yeah.
you want us to talk about in the future, Q&A section is beautiful. Tell us if you want to
Hmm.
be anonymous, please.
Yes, please do. We really want to take that seriously. If you want to be
Yes.
anonymous, so let us know if you do,
Oh,
and we
right.
will take that to heart.
Yes.
Um, but otherwise, I think we're going to leave this episode here for today. What are we gonna do the next episode? What are we thinking?
We
What
talked
do we talk about?
about family potentially, right? Family
Yeah,
things.
I think
Since we
yeah,
talked a little bit about it, I mean, even just now, just a tad, and then in our first episode, and we're like, oh, we'll talk about family at some point. I think
yeah.
that
I
will be
think we
the next
should
thing we tackle.
get into the nitty gritty. I feel like
Yeah.
that might be a little bit longer of an episode
Oh, 100%. I also
because
think,
there's a lot to cover on both
yes.
ends.
I think
So
after that, we should do a fun thing.
I
So,
agree.
orange peel conversation. That sounds
Yeah.
so ambiguous and vague to some probably right now.
If you
But
know, you know. If you don't know, you will know.
you will.
Yeah.
But we will be talking about family next.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes. Next episode, we'll be talking about family.
Yup.
Yay!
Wahoo! Yippee!
Wahoo! And thank you for
Okay.
listening.
Thank you, appreciate it, and thank you for writing in. And I hope to see more. Anything else,
Yes.
Sleep Tech?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.